Hey there, Jeep divers. Ready for another plunge? Into the depths of knowledge.
Always.
Today we're tackling a question that's probably, crossed all of our minds at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Has AI actually made us smarter
Mm.
or just better at telling it what to do?
Right.
Like, think about all those prompts we're crafting these days.
Oh, yeah. It's a fascinating question. And it really gets at the heart of what we even consider intelligence these days.
It really does.
Luckily, we have a fantastic guide for this deep dive, an article called Has AI Made You Smarter or Just a Better Prompt Writer?
Ooh.
By Norbert Bob Gustisha.
Oh, okay.
And get this, he had some help from ChatGPT 4.0 itself.
Oh, wow.
Talk about meta.
Okay, I love that. So
Not-
before we get too deep, let's give credit where credit is due.
Right.
We're exploring all these ideas thanks to Bob and his, AI collaborator.
Yeah.
You can find a link to the full article in the show notes. But for now, let's dive into some of the most interesting points, shall we?
Absolutely. One of the first things the article tackles is this undeniable surge in productivity we're all experiencing thanks to AI.
Oh, yeah.
Bob even throws out a number. 100-fold increase. Now, of course, those kinds of stats are always up for debate.
Yeah.
But even if it's not literally 100 times more productive, there's no denying that AI has kicked our output into overdrive.
It really has. It's
Yeah.
like suddenly having a superpowered assistant who can whip up a presentation, analyze data, or even draft a blog post in minutes. Speaking of which, has your to-do list magically shrunk since you started using AI?
Mine has not.
Sadly.
Mine has neither.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not quite 100-fold for everyone.
Right.
But joking aside, the article raises a really important question here. Is this boost in productivity a sign of actual increased intelligence?
Yeah.
Or just enhanced efficiency?
Ooh.
Like, are we genuinely smarter, or are we just really good at getting AI to do the thinking for us?
That is the question, isn't it? I mean, you can churn out content like a machine now. But does that make you a genius?
Or just a really efficient operator?
And this is where the whole idea of prompt engineering comes in. The article even calls it an art form.
Okay.
And you know what? I kind of agree.
An art form. Tell me more.
Well, think about it. Crafting an effective prompt for AI is all about precision and clarity. It's about really understanding the task at hand, breaking it down into its core components, and then communicating that to the AI in a way that elicits the exact information you need.
So it's like talking to a super smart,
Right.
but maybe a little literal-minded assistant.
Right.
You have to be super clear about what you want.
Yeah.
No room for vague requests.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. This whole process of learning to write better prompts can actually make us better communicators in general.
Really?
Think about it. You're basically training yourself to be more strategic, more
Yeah.
specific, more deliberate with your language.
That makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
learning a new language almost.
Yeah.
The language of AI.
Right.
And once you master that, maybe it spills over into other parts of your life.
Yeah.
You're suddenly writing clearer emails, giving more focused presentation.
Precisely. It's like AI is secretly giving us all a crash course in effective communication.
Who knew? Sneaky, sneaky AI. But, okay, so we're getting better at talking to machines, and maybe even to each other thanks to AI. But what about those core skills the article talks about? Research, critical thinking, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Has AI actually made us better at those things?
That's where we'll dive in next.
Cool.
Sorry. So we've established that AI can definitely boost our productivity and maybe even make us, better communicators.
Right.
But what about those core skills the article dives into?
Yeah.
Research, critical thinking, creativity. Has AI actually enhanced those abilities, or are we just getting a little lazy?
Great question. And the article actually breaks down how AI has impacted each of these areas.
Okay.
Let's start with research. I think we can all agree that AI has transformed how we gather information.
Oh, yeah.
It's like having access to a library of Alexandria at your fingertips. Right. No more endless hours digging through dusty books or scrolling through, page after page of search results.
Right.
AI can pull up relevant articles, summarize key findings, and even cross-reference information from multiple sources in seconds.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing.
It truly is. But here's where the article brings in a crucial point. While AI can be an incredible research assistant,
Oh,
it can't replace human judgment. It's
Oh,
still up to us to evaluate the credibility of sources, to consider the context in which information is presented,
right.
and to determine what's truly relevant to our needs.
So it's like AI can bring us a mountain of information,
Yeah.
but we still need to be the ones sifting through it, figuring out what's gold and what's fool's gold.
All right.
We're still the detectives. AI is just giving us a faster car.
Exactly. And that brings us to critical thinking.
Okay.
AI might be a master of information retrieval,
Yeah.
but it's not a critical thinker.
Right.
We have to be the ones who analyze the information. AI provides question its assumptions
Okay.
and identify any biases or gaps in its reasoning.
You know, it's funny. I've actually found that using AI has made me more critical of information in general.
Interesting.
Maybe it's because I see how easily AI can be manipulated or how it can sometimes spit out completely nonsensical answers. It makes you realize that you can't just take anything at face value, whether it comes from a machine or a human.
That's such a great point. It's like AI is giving us a constant reminder to stay sharp to keep our critical thinking muscles flexed.
I like that.
Now let's move on to creativity.
Oh,
This is where things get really interesting.
okay. Because people often think of creativity as this uniquely human trait, right? Something that machines could never replicate. But the article argues that AI can actually be a fantastic tool for sparking creativity.
Precisely. And this ties back to our earlier discussion about prompt engineering.
Okay.
When you learn how to use AI effectively, you can actually use it to brainstorm new ideas,
Oh, wow.
explore different perspectives, and even generate novel concepts that you might never have thought of on your own.
It's like having a brainstorming partner who can come up with a million ideas a minute without judgment or hesitation. You can bounce ideas off of it, ask it to elaborate on certain concepts, or even just challenge it to come up with something completely outlandish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in that process, your own creativity is being stimulated and expanded.
Yeah.
You might start to see connections you hadn't noticed before or come up with new ways to approach a problem.
Yeah.
AI becomes a catalyst for your own creative thinking.
So it's not about AI replacing human creativity, but rather augmenting it, giving us new tools and perspectives to play with.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the invention of the camera didn't destroy painting. It just gave artists a new way to see and capture the world.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's a perfect way to capture how AI can change the creative landscape without diminishing the role of the human artist, writer, or innovator.
Right.
Now let's touch on communication again, because it's so intertwined with all of these other skills.
All right, we already talked about how prompt engineering can make us better communicators in general. But the article also highlights how AI can help us tailor our communication to specific audiences and contexts.
Absolutely. AI can help you analyze the tone and style of a particular piece of writing, identify potential areas for improvement,
Wow.
and even suggest alternative phrasings to make your message clearer and more impactful. It's like having a personal writing coach
Oh, cool.
who can provide instant feedback and guidance.
So it's not just about learning to talk to AI, it's about using AI to learn how to talk to each other better. Pretty cool.
Indeed. And finally, we come to learning. This is perhaps the area where AI's potential is most profound.
Okay, I'm ready to have my mind blown.
Well, imagine having access to a personalized learning experience tailored to your specific interests, learning style, and pace. AI can curate relevant learning materials, provide interactive exercises,
Okay.
and even offer real-time feedback and support. It's like having a tutor who is available 24/7, constantly adapting to your needs and helping you reach your full learning potential.
Wow, that does sound amazing. It's like having the best teacher in the world customized just for you. No more boring textbooks or one-size-fits-all lectures.
Right.
I've actually been using AI to learn a new language, and it's been incredibly helpful. I feel like I'm making progress so much faster than I would have with traditional methods.
That's fantastic. It's a testament to how AI can truly personalize and enhance the learning experience.
Yeah.
But of course, as with any powerful tool, there are potential downsides to consider.
Right, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows with AI. There are some valid concerns about the potential pitfalls of over-reliance.
Exactly. And that's where we'll turn our attention next.
Okay, so AI can help us work faster, think smarter, and even learn more effectively. But let's be real, there's got to be a catch, right? I mean, nothing's perfect. And the article does mention some potential downsides to all this AI awesomeness.
Right. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. The article cautions against falling into the trap of over-reliance on AI. And it makes sense. If we let AI do all the heavy lifting, what happens to our own skills?
Exactly. Like if you rely on a calculator for every single math problem, eventually you might forget how to do even basic arithmetic in your head. Is that what we're headed for? becoming like AI-dependent zombies.
Well, that's a bit dramatic, but the concern is valid. The article talks about the risk of neglecting deep work,
Oh, yeah.
that focused, uninterrupted thinking that allows us to really grapple with complex problems and come up with our own original ideas.
Deep work. I've actually noticed that myself. It's like when I'm constantly using AI to generate ideas or solve problems, I don't have those moments of quiet reflection where my own brain can really kick into gear. It's almost like AI is taking up all the space in my head.
That's a great way to put it. And if we're not careful, that constant reliance on AI for quick answers and easy solutions could actually hinder our ability to think deeply and creatively on our own.
So it's all about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Using AI as a tool to enhance our abilities, but not letting it become a crutch that we can't function without.
Exactly. It's like imagine if a carpenter became so reliant on power tools that they forgot how to use a handsaw or a chisel.
Right.
They might be able to build things faster with the power tools, but they'd lose that finesse, that understanding of the craft that comes from working with their hands.
I love that analogy. It really drives home the point that we need to stay engaged with our own skills, even as we embrace the power of AI.
Absolutely. And I think the article does a great job of reminding us that AI is ultimately a tool.
Right.
It's up to us to decide how we use it and whether we use it in a way that enhances our intelligence or diminishes it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've explored the incredible potential of AI to boost our productivity, enhance our skills, and even make us better communicators. But we've also acknowledged the potential pitfalls of over-reliance and the importance of maintaining our own cognitive ability. So where does that leave us? Back to the original question, I guess. Has AI made us smarter?
Well, as the article so eloquently puts it, there's no easy answer. It's more nuanced than a simple yes or no.
So no definitive answer. Come on, you got to give us something to chew on here.
Fair enough. Let's think about it this way. Throughout history, humans have invented tools that have fundamentally changed how we think and work.
Okay.
The printing press, the telescope, the computer. Each of these innovations initially sparked fear and uncertainty.
Right.
People worried about the impact on jobs, on human connection, on our very way of life.
And yet we adapted, right?
Yeah.
We learned to use these tools to our advantage, and ultimately they helped us make incredible advancements in knowledge, technology, and even art.
Precisely. So I believe AI is part of that same trajectory.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool with the potential to make us smarter, more creative, and more connected than ever before. But it's up to us to ensure that we're the ones wielding the tool, not the other way around.
That's a really empowering way to think about it. It's not about fearing AI or rejecting its potential. It's about using it wisely, ethically, and purposefully. It's about recognizing that AI is not a replacement for human intelligence, but rather a powerful complement to it.
Beautifully said. And to leave you with one final thought from the article itself, something to ponder as you continue your own AI journey. What are some unique ways you can imagine AI enhancing human intelligence in the future beyond just productivity?
Ooh, that's a good one. It really gets you thinking about all the possibilities. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into the fascinating world of AI and the future of intelligence. A huge thank you to Norbert Bob Gustische for his insightful article, and of course to ChatGPT 4.0 for its contribution. You can find a link to the full article in the show notes.
And remember, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those brains engaged.
Until next time, deep divers, stay curious and keep on learning.